Hey guys, it's Kasem back again with another video for Digital Gladiator. Now this is going to be episode 3 of our beginner tutorial, SEO beginner tutorial. Now this episode is going to be about on-page SEO specifically. Now we're going to be going over the basics as well as even delving into some intermediate strategies. So first what we're going to do is we're going to be using the same article as the home page here. Just to save time, I don't want to have to order articles and stuff for this. It's a purely example. We're not going to be doing anything with this website. So I'm just going to show you how I would change this article to optimize it for a keyword, and that keyword is going to be Chicago dentist. Now I want to make it clear that I don't recommend using any old article, and especially not copying or pasting one of these articles, because we just got this from a dental site, so it really wasn't anything special at all. We didn't get it written specifically for this. I just found a dental site and copy pasted it here. So again, don't recommend that. I would recommend you get high quality content, because that's what ranks. It's what helps ranks, to have good content that people actually enjoy. And then when you factor in everything else, it just makes it that much easier to rank. So I would recommend going to iWriter. At the moment, that's the best I would recommend. I haven't really used any other services. I used to use iWriter, and generally they're all right. They're decent. They're not terrible. But now we have our own team, our own content writing team, and we're actually in the beta to launch that publicly. So right now it's in the beta, like I said, and we're only doing that for a few friends. I may open it a little bit more in the Facebook group to some, like maybe 2 or 3 more people. We'll see in the next few days or a week or two. But that's not going to be live until sometime in October. It's not going to go public. So again, I'd recommend iWriter for now. Now let's move on to this. But before we go on to the article, I actually want to change up some settings here in All-in-One SEO. So I want to change some general settings here just to show you guys what I would usually do here. So the default settings for All-in-One aren't terrible, but there are some things that you may or may not want to change. It's nothing out of this world crazy. So first off, since we are using that static front page, we would enable that, and the other meta title and description will go away. And then I'll move down here, change the page title format. Let's take away blog title and just make it page title. And we'll change that, erase that all here. And there we go. Just take out blog title for all of these. There we go. And then moving down, SEO for custom post types, enabled, keep that enabled. SEO only on these post types, yes, that's fine. And then you don't really need to enable advanced options. It's just for custom titles. Don't really need that. It's up to you guys. You can try it out if you want. Really, it's not a big deal. And then webmaster verification. If you had like a Google Webmaster Tools account or that Search Console now, you can input their code here if you'd like, and for Bing and Pinterest as well. And then Google Plus, you can put your profile in there. And then moving down a little bit, let's no index media right there. So we want to no index that, and then use no index for tag archives. We're not going to really be using tags on this one, but I'm just no indexing that. And then no index to search page. That's not really a big deal, but I'm just going to put it there. And that's really it. That's all you need to do. Just update those options at the bottom there, and you're good. If you ever want to reset the settings to default, just click that button. If you're unsure, you may have messed something up, just reset it, all settings to default, and the default settings are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with them really. It's just personal preference if you'd like. So now moving on to the actual page. So what I did was I made some small adjustments to the page. As you can see, like looking at this sentence here, we've done thorough research to find the top dentist in Chicago. I added that sentence in there. So again, we're trying to rank here for Chicago dentist or dentist Chicago. So what I made the H1 tag was find a dentist in Chicago. Again, it would be weird if the title was just Chicago dentist. You can do that, you can get away with it. I've done it before, other people have done it before, but I just figured that having this as a title would make more sense. Just because it's a little easier, especially when you have a newer site without much trust. Having the keyword at the front could potentially hurt you. So you can always change this later once you have more trust as a site. So also the permalink, I changed it from find a dentist in Chicago, because that's the default, to actually simply just Chicago, because if you put find a dentist in Chicago as the same the URL structure, then there's also dentist in twice in the URL from the domain name and obviously the page title. So then that's over optimization and not something that I like to do. You can get away with it, but it's honestly just making your job just harder. And why do that, right? Make your job as easy as possible to rank. So again, I added top dentist in Chicago. I added dental care in Chicago right there. I added one more here, Chicago dentist. And then I actually added this little sentence. So this was here already. This little highlighted part was here. Approximately 80% of all dentists practice general dentistry. And then I added this number is the same in most major cities such as Chicago. So that doesn't make 100% clear sense, but you get the point. The point of this is that I made it a little more location relevant to Chicago. I didn't have just Chicago dentist, I had Chicago by itself. So it's telling Google that this page is actually really relevant to Chicago, and relevancy is what helps you rank. If you have a PBN that's very relevant, which we'll get into in other in future episodes, but if you have a PBN that's relevant, that link, when it links to the money site, it's going to be carrying more weight than if it was just a general site that wasn't really related or relevant in any way. So same thing with your on page. You want to make sure your on page is very relevant, and we'll be going into more factors on that in a minute here, but this is one as well that you can add. Just have a little sentence or two about the city itself by itself, so Chicago by itself without dentist in there. So moving on. What I recommend for keyword density, I know keyword density is a huge thing. We don't do a strict like keyword density rule of like 1%, 2%, but I generally like to stick to around the 1% range, give or take a little bit, not even multiple percentage points, but fractions of percentage points, give or take. But around the 1% range, I'll go with exact keywords such as dentist in Chicago, or dental care in Chicago, or even Chicago dentist especially. So you can see I had 3 of those in about a 264 word article. So that's about, again, 1%. So keep it around there, and that's totally fine. Google's smart. They can tell what your pages are about, and you don't even need to make it so like blatant. You don't have to keyword stuff your page. You're just going to get penalized. You're not going to rank at all. So don't shoot yourself in the foot to begin with. And then for broader terms like dentist, for example, so specifically just dentist or specifically just Chicago, I also keep that under 4%. About 4% is around my maximum point. Again, I don't have like strict rules, but I'll keep it around 2 to 4%, especially for like the niche terms like dentist or dental. So for this one, it's around 4%. I have 12 in the article. So I mean, I'm not amazing at math, but 12 and then in 264 words, I believe that's around, that's a little over 4%, but it's around that 4% mark. And again, I would suggest you have more than 1,000 words for your money site content for the pages you want to rank, just because it's a lot easier that way. You're just, the more words you have, it's not the more words you have, you're just going to rank easier, but having that quality content, well written, high quality, and a high amount of words, it does help, especially it's a little bit harder to keyword stuff when you have 1,000 words. And if you have like dentist or Chicago dentist in there 5 to 10 times, then that's still fine in a 1,000 word article, but that doesn't work with like a 200 word article, for example. If you have Chicago dentist in there 10 times in a 200 word article, that's keyword stuffing pretty much. So moving on from that, let's start by linking to an authority site. So for this, the reasoning behind this is you want to link out to, it's called an outbound link. So you want to link out to an authority site in your niche. So what that means is we're going to go to Google. I did this already. I just searched dental information, and we're going to be using cda.org. So click on this here, and they're an authority in the niche. And a lot of people just choose Wikipedia for this, and that's something I wouldn't recommend, because if you're always just linking out to Wikipedia on every single money site, on your PBNs as well, that's something to do with your PBNs as well. But if you're just linking out to those, it's kind of it's a footprint, as well as every SEO is doing that at the moment. Every training I've seen so far, a lot of people are saying just link out to Wikipedia, and if you just do that, it's kind of it's a footprint there. So I like to link out to different sites that are related to the niche. It doesn't really matter, but that's just kind of personal preference. So I'll put that somewhere I'll put that as an anchor text here somewhere. So like, for example, let's see, some dental school graduates. So I'll put dental school graduates there. Don't have to be too, don't have to think about it too much. Don't overthink it. So there you go. Just added that anchor text there. So that's the first part. And then let's add an image here now. So we can do that just by Googling. Let's go to Google back again. So to Google, we'll do dentist public domain image. There's tons of other ways. I'm just doing this really basic. So I use this one, and I have that in Picasa, which is what we're going to use to geotag it. So this is a free to use one. There's no, it's in Wikimedia, it's in the comments, so it's free to use. We're not going to be worried about getting sued or anything. That's what you worry about if you get a copyrighted image. You could get your site just taken down, really is the worst that's going to happen. You're not really going to get sued. There's obviously a chance, but generally you're not going to actually get sued. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go to Picasa, and I'll leave a download to this in the description. This isn't actually available anymore. They discontinued it, but I can get you guys a download for it. I believe I have one, so I'll get that for you guys from like archive.org or something like that. I don't even remember where it is, but I have it saved somewhere. If not, there are still, if you don't want to use this, you can use tons of other programs. Just Google like geotagging tool for free or something. There's free tools out there. This is free. So there's plenty of other tools. So what I do is I use Picasa. Now you can see the images right there. What we'll do is we go to the bottom right hand corner here, just click that location button, and we have Chicago in there. I'll just press enter. You can do certain addresses. Most people do addresses, especially if you're working with a local client. You're going to want to use their specific address. But since we're just targeting Chicago, I'm just going to use Chicago as the location and put the photo there. Boom, we're geotagged. Congratulations. Now we can X out of that, and we'll actually add media. So put it right over here. Add media. Get that. And there we go. So you see the name is Chicago Dental Professional. So it's like it's not the exact keyword, but it's similar. It's an LSI. So what an LSI is, it's latent semantic indexing. So what those are similar keywords essentially. For example, if I'm trying to rank for dentist, I can put orthodontist in the article, and actually I'll show you an LSI in this article that I have actually put in here. But for example, dentist and then orthodontist would be an LSI keyword to that. So it's not essentially a synonym, because a synonym, dentist and orthodontist, they're not the same thing, but they're similar. So that's kind of what LSI means. So let's take away that title, take away that caption. I don't know what that's all about. The alt text though, we can say dental procedure in Chicago. So the alt text, it's not exactly the keyword we're ranking for. I just do something similar just to kind of give Google the idea they know we're trying to rank for there. So that's important to put the alt text there. Something similar, doesn't have to be the exact keyword. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend to have the alt text the exact keyword. Make it something that makes sense. So that's really the key. Just make sure everything makes sense. Don't be like spammy with it. You're not gonna get long-term results with that. Think like an actual webmaster. If I'm trying to make a site and not thinking from an SEO perspective, what would actually help the users, you know? Obviously you want to put SEO into it, but don't just simply think SEO, because sometimes it doesn't even help in some ways. Like if I just put dentist Chicago in there, it wouldn't be as good in my opinion, at least. So moving on, let's add a YouTube video and embed that on here. So what I did is I went to YouTube, I just searched tips from dentists, just some random video that's related to it, because Google loves rich media like images and videos, and they also like it kind of, they don't like it, but it adds some relevance again. So the key here is just adding relevance to your page and to your site as a whole, and the more relevance the better it is. You can't really go wrong with relevance. Obviously you don't want to over optimize. Now I'm going to move down. That picture was kind of disturbing. So we'll do how to floss. That's interesting right there. So what you want to do is you want to click the share button and you want to click on embed. Now we'll copy this code here, go back to the add new page, go to text, and then we'll add it somewhere random. Let's say right here. We'll add that over there, go back to visual, and then you can see it's added right there. Perfect. Great. We have our article, we got our image, we got our YouTube video, we have the authority link. Where's that? Over there. So then I want to show you the LSI. So I said over here, the other 20% of dental students who do not practice general dentistry can go into fields such as orthodontics or pediatric dentistry. So you can see there, orthodontics right there, it's an LSI. So it definitely helps to have those, especially it helps reduce keyword density and over optimizing as well. So if you don't want to repeat like dentist, you can say something like a dental professional or something similar to that. You could say orthodontist, but that doesn't really work for this niche because obviously dentists and orthodontists are really different. But for example, if you were trying to rank for a lawyer term, you could interchange lawyer and attorney because those are essentially the same exact meaning, but you'd be fine on the keyword density. You could say it a little bit more if you switch them out. So I hope that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments or just tag me. Actually, don't tag me. I don't like being tagged, but just ask in the Facebook group and I'll answer you, and other people will answer you too. So basically, just take away from this video, we're pretty much done here. I'll add the meta information in a second, but basically the takeaway here is make sure your pages are relevant. Don't keyword stuff like an animal. Don't go crazy with it. Keep stuff like natural. Make it look like an actual article. Make it read normally. Like for example, if I said dentistry is the branch of the dental arts and science is devoted to maintaining oral health by being a dentist, that doesn't make any sense, right? So you want to make things flow properly, and user experience comes into play with SEO as well. It's not just keyword stuff, because you're not going to get results. And if you do get results, it's probably not going to be long term. So going over here to the title and description here, let's see, for the title, why don't we put find Chicago dentist. There you go, Chicago dentist. We'll do Chicago. What was the title? My memory is terrible. Find a dentist in Chicago. So Chicago dental specialist. I like that word, specialist. But anyway, finding a dentist in Chicago can. Why was that not capital? I capitalized that. Chicago can be tough. However, with our years of experience, we can help you along the way. Wow, we're such nice people, aren't we? The first step to finding a dentist, Jesus, my typing's terrible, dentist, is by visiting our site. No, is by, we'll just leave it there, let it cut off. No, we'll go a little bit longer. Is by, because we want to hit that 160 character mark around there. So is by going, there you go, going. So it'll be cut off, and then people will be, it helps with click-through rate, like I believe I mentioned that last video. So that's pretty much it there. We have our article. Let's publish that, and we'll show you guys how it looks there. So going to the site, show you how it looks. The moment of truth. We're gonna rank on page 1 now. That's weird. I don't know why that's, I don't know, WordPress sometimes does that. I don't know if it's for any of you guys, but for me sometimes it like makes things H1s or H2s randomly. I'll fix that in a second. But you can see perfectly fine article there, and there you go. There's a authority link relevance. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me edit this. I have OCD, guys. No, I really don't have OCD. I don't know what this is, dude. Why is it huge? Maybe it's the theme. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this theme. I've maybe used it on a few PBNs. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Oh, let's fix that error there. Anyway, that's it, guys, for the video. Next video, I believe we will be going over social stacking and how that helps you guys with ranking. So we'll go over that next video. Hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making it, and we will be going over a lot of stuff soon. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a subscribe. Leave a subscribe, please, and join our Facebook group, guys. Appreciate your time. Hope you got some value from it. Thanks.